You're right on time as we bring you our guest for the week. He's none other than Reggie Rockstone. Join me as I welcome him to Saturday night.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you.
Sorry,
Whoa.
you're supposed to wear hats.
You know when you drop your hat like that, it means yes, you're doffing your hat for whatever.
You know the old saying, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
Was his home.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're home here
I'm
now
home.
on Saturday
I'm
night.
home.
Wow, it's a
I'm home.
pleasure having
Thank you.
It's so
Appreciate
great.
it. First time I came to Nigeria, I can't really recall the date, but I came to a nightclub called Coliseum.
You mean you came all the way from Ghana?
Ghana, yes.
To Nigeria.
I was actually invited.
Okay.
By one Mr. Ken.
All right.
And I think the club was called Night Shift.
Okay,
Old school,
night
old school.
shift. How many years ago we're talking about?
Oh man, a lot of kids got born in between that time. So, but I go as far back as, when the Plantation Boys was hot back in the day. Yeah. So I know all the Idris and all. I know all them brothers.
You're coming that time, and now what has changed? If you want to like describe Nigeria, what has changed?
It's still very bubbly. You gotta understand. I call Lagos African New York. And because for me it's a parallel world, because both of them, both New York and Nigeria, got the same pulse. It's really fast and active. What else has changed? A lot of the musicians did very well. I mean, Two-Face, my brother did really well. There's a whole array of new artists, young kids that came up off of what we started, Hiplife, that inspired a lot of Africans, young Africans. So. It's a good thing. Everybody's happy and they're eating. They got fancy cars and live in big houses.
Interesting.
I'm a proud grandpapa.
A grandpapa.
That's one of my accolades. Yeah.
Listen to you. What would actually pass you off as an American?
I originally born in England.
All right.
Lived in New York, and then of course Africa too. So I'm a tri-continental type of African. I'm both places, or three places I claim to my but the beauty of my story is that I was schooled at a very early age to speak my own language. So Twi, that's the dialect that I speak from Ghana, but English is actually my first language. But I learned how to speak my own language before they even brought me home. And so this very language that I use to make the music form that's called Hiplife today, that has inspired all the Azonto and everything. That all comes from the tree of Hiplife. So my story is rather very unique. I'm not your I was born over there but I don't know home. It's actually the other way. I was born over there but I actually came home. Yeah.
Home. So
So don't let the accent fool you. I speak fluent Twi with no accent on my affection on my accent when I speak my language. It's perfect. At least my people say it's good. So I mean, I make music in it. So
you said you originated the Hiplife, and the Hiplife gave birth to
all of these other movements that you got. Azonto. Matter of fact, we set it off way before. I mean, when we started doing Hiplife, even young Nigeria was on it. You know what I mean? This is when I had come home from America and the Londons, and we had all came back home to congregate, and it was a Pan-African calling. It was myself, DJ Rab, a couple of other young soldiers. So pretty much, it was a revolution, historical. I mean, you can look it up in Wikipedia and all of that. The history's right there.
So when did music start for you?
Oh, I've been into music almost my whole life. I was born into that. My parents wasn't no musicians. My father was actually a fashion designer, but there's always music in my home, So I came up on the arts. My father was very artistic. I didn't come up like a regular Ghanaian home or a regular African home. It was very, very broad, international, minded, and my father traveled everywhere, and so I had access to a lot of information. And so the movement Hiplife was actually a hybrid. We took high life, which is our popular music form, high life, and then we took hip hop, which and you asked how long I've been doing music. I was actually a dancer before. I was a solid break dancer I started with martial arts, and then I went to break dance, and then so you can see the trajectories, man. It just, the transition was kind of smooth, and I just at some point decided that I would make music myself. But I didn't just make music; I made my own music. You know what I mean? I created my own genre of music.
What kind of music do you do?
Well, since I originated Hiplife, that's what. But my roots is really hip hop. I'm a bona fide b-boy. You know,
And you
all
rap
the
as
elements.
well.
Well, yeah, if I'm doing hip hop, you best believe I rap. You know what I mean? But yes, I have all the elements. You know, my graffiti's not too tough, but you know all the elements of hip hop. You should know.
All right, let's pause here. I'm sure the
So we
viewers are itching to hear Reggie Rockstone do
Okay.
a song. So let's
Okay.
pause here and let the viewers enjoy Reggie Rockstone. Saturday night, we'll be right back.
All right.
Stay with us.
Yo. Yeah. Well, I'll be damned if I let man confuse and blind me. Women included in this heat that I'm landing. I'm cut clean and ready to pounce and land an attack on anybody on any day. Cause I be roaming beyond the edges of madness. How I felt about my wrist and my logic. To which side I belong, my mind stays tragic like magic. The cap fit, and guess I rocked it. Attempt to bias me, they try to harass me, and plenty just passed me. The rest wanted to know where I'm from the land of inner peace and a solid home. Blessed life filled with love is right where I was born. Jah guides me, and every day I'm strong. I no longer afraid to take life on. I make her sing my song. I feel fear no longer, but surely I shall find my place. Take a good look at this place. My roots, I don't have to train. I know myself and I know my place. I feel no disgrace. I feel no disgrace. So take a good look at this place. Oh, my roots, I don't have to trace. I know myself and I know my place. I feel no disgrace.
Reggie Rockstone, y'all sound coming through. Hey, where I'm from, we in agree with the right hand and never the left hand. Do any of the above and you can seriously offend the next man. Hope you understand where I'm from. There's nothing like the welfare handouts, mandatory hustle. Trouble to the lazy one, son, you will crumble. And that's on the humble where I'm from. You can't shoplift, boots still get caught and get away scot-free. Let me tell you a story, count yourself lucky where I'm from. The cops, they look like me and you, yeah, they're black. You talk back and get your dough crack. And believe me, cat, you will not be on Oprah Winfrey talking about that. Where I'm from, the melanin in my skin got to serve a full purpose. We got crazy son above us where I'm from. The ladies, ooh, the ladies, perfect body, bringing ample proof to God is true artists where I'm from. We love the sound of the front and front, bro. You know the one that go put up and don't pump where I'm from. We leave Superman superstitious. We some crazy wild Africans.
Take a good look at this place.
Yeah, you sing that.
My roots, I don't have to train.
My roots.
I know myself.
Welcome back. That was Where I'm From, courtesy of Reggie Rockstone. He's
Yeah.
really rocking. I love that song.
Thank you.
What informed that song, really?
It's an old song that I had made many years ago, and it's actually a remix. And that video that you see there, the sister that's singing there, her name is Senna Dagadou. She's an international artist. She's half Hungarian, half Ghanaian. You can look her up. You know, you find her. She's in a group called Irie Mafia, a huge group. And it was a remix, so it's really based on nostalgia. And basically, we pretty much shot that video in a day. So
Whoa.
as you can see, I'm the cab driver, and she's my what you call a person that sits in your cab? Your cab.
Your passenger.
Your passenger. Yes. So we drove around the neighborhood, but the song is so beautiful that the low budgetness of the video doesn't really affect. I'm not really into the
big
flambo.
budget,
No, I came up really humble. So now these kids got videos with jets and you know what
So
I mean?
how long have you been in the music industry? If you want to put a number to the number of years you've been in the music industry, how long? Would
It's
you say?
forever, man. I mean, don't let this prettiness fool you. I'm 50 years old, by the way. So
50
yes,
years
I'm 50.
old.
Yes.
Whoa!
And so
You passed for 30.
Yeah, and thank you.
And yes, you got me fooled.
Yes, I did. Yep. I'm no spring chicken, but it's forever, really. From when I can remember, I've been into music. You know, actively making music. I say, it's years, man. I say about 30 years of my life, maybe. A little bit more. Yeah.
Whoa. And when you want to adjudge yourself, what would you be remembered for? What would you like to be remembered for?
You know, one people ask me that all the time. I guess I really don't have a choice because of what I created. So I'll always be known for Hiplife. That's like in the history, you know, it's recorded. But I think I'm also very Pan-African. People know, you know, I'm very outspoken and a bit of a comedian, you know what I mean? I'm the fun cat, you know what I mean? So, but I guess it would be Hiplife. I can't shake that off of me ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go back in time with all the number of singles and albums you've made, which one touches your heart the most?
All of them. I like my music. You know,
Which one is the closest? I know you
if I
love
don't-
all your children, but
if I don't like my
one.
music, who's gonna like my
Exactly.
music besides my mama? But all of them really. I mean, of course, I got some highlights, but the one album that really changed the history of young Africans was an album called Maka. Maka means in my language, if I said it, I said it, you know, and that's really pretty much what set it off. So Nigeria is probably familiar with Reggie, you know, that, you know, those were singles that came much later on. But I had sampled music by Thecla way before y'all was even, you know, sampling, you know, and I think Maka was definitely the one that changed the way Africans in Africa, you know, you didn't have to rap in a white man's language no more, because you gotta understand, like I told you, my first language is not Cree, so I did the total opposite, you know, just to empower, you know. I was like, okay, well, if you think about the history of hip hop, it actually started from our brothers and sisters that was taken over there on that big boat ride, right? Slavery. And so we're pretty much the owners of hip hop. But why do it in a dialect when you got your own? And so that's what I did. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing that I can sit over here and speak English. But it's even deeper that I could speak my own language and express myself in my own language. And that's what happened. So language is information.
Yeah, that's true. So can we safely say your music is like a revolutionary?
Oh, no doubt, without a doubt. I mean, my music, it wasn't just about the music; it's a movement, and the Hiplife movement created so many jobs. You know what I mean? All of these young kids that you see that's coming out of Ghana here, my sister Efia was here. You know, all of them was inspired by this movement called Hiplife. Sarkodie, all of them. Azonto, all of that stuff comes from under the umbrella of Hiplife.
Yeah, if you want to compare Nigerian music and Ghanaian music, how would you compare?
Yeah, you see, Nigeria has a really rich history. With you know, you got the likes of Sonny Okuson, you got Fela, you know, that when you listen to Fela's music, it's so easy to adapt to hip hop. I mean, one of my biggest hits was actually a sample from Shakara. You know what I mean? So, you're much bigger than us. Come on now, you know what I mean? So your music is really potent. Ghana, I mean, we up there with you too, but at the point where we really came strong is when Hiplife was originated, because at that time, young folks over here was a little dormant. And you know, Two-Face always says to me, he says, Reggie, when I first seen you on TV, I was inspired because I was rapping, and many years later on, I would meet back up with Two-Face. You know, I did a song with Two-Face on Beenie Man. I got a song with me, Wyclef and Two-Face, you know. And what I try to do is always, because there's power in numbers, so for every international move that I get, I holler at the Nigerian. I say, come on, man, let's join. So there's this very music form that has bridged the gap between Ghana and Nigeria. So regardless of the fact that y'all stole the Azonto, I know that, You know what I mean? P Square, you stole the Azonto. You know what I mean? Called
I used to grudging them.
Well, we're not grudging them. It's fun. We call it our lingo. It's really Azonto. But these are signs. These are the very positive signs that we have merged.
Chemistry.
Yeah, we definitely connected, because, I mean, it's friendly competition. It wasn't nothing serious because, Ghanaians steal dance moves too. So all of these times are great times, and it all comes from underneath or an extension of this movement called Hiplife. Yeah, definitely revolutionary.
You're no doubt a godfather in the music industry in Ghana. If you have to live life all over again, is there anything you would do differently?
You don't know nobody ever did that, right? Whoever did that. Or you talk about reincarnation?
Yeah, if you have to live life all over again.
If I had to live life all over again I have lived a beautiful life, man. I don't know, man. What I do different? I would probably register the word Hiplife and patent it, because that's my baby right there. Everybody got rich off of that. I'm just joking, but no, I'm very content. I got a great family, great wife. You met her; she's in the studio. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm having a ball. At my age, I'm the grandpapa. They hail me. I love it. I'm on your show. You know what I mean? I wouldn't change it for nothing. I'll probably erase the racism and all the violence, on this planet. But nah, I totally love what God has given me. I'm appreciative.
All right. So apart from erasing racism, as you have just
that's just one thing that I want to
yes,
do. I got a whole list.
Which other landmark thing would you want to be known for? I mean, when they call Reggie Rockstone.
At some point in my life, being that this is my movement and I empowered it to this effect, I would love to see our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I like to see our brothers and sisters, the Jay-Z's, the whoever's that's over there. Our direct fam. I would love to hear an album with the likes of M.I., Two-Face, P Square, name whoever, and do like the whole album be a collaboration of our brothers over there. We got a spar. You know what I mean? So we could get a slice of the cake, because really the cake is ours. That would be wonderful. For Africa to be fully, not just have the one Akan and the one, sparsed out. Like an African, like me, somebody that grew up over there, that speaks the language and can express himself in the language. Just like the Puerto Ricans do, just, real organic, original African, yeah.
The times you've been to Nigeria and the experiences you've had, if you want to adjudge Nigeria,
I have plenty.
Yes. What would you say about Nigeria?
The people are real nice. The people are a lot more upfront. But then again, that's the same vibe in New York. You know what I mean? The people are much more outspoken. I'm Ghanaian. I'm very short. Nigerian dudes are bigger. You know what I mean? The girls are really, very enterprising. Nigerians about the money. They don't play. Everybody got their own hustle. And so if you're in Nigeria, you got to get your hustle on. What y'all call swag. Nigeria's crazy, man. Everybody's dressed up. I mean, even the kids on the street that's selling stuff got Gucci on, labels. It's a good sign. When I watch a Nigerian movie and the credits start rolling, all the names got last Nigerian names. You know what I mean? I don't know how deep you was colonized, but obviously it didn't affect you that hard. When you watch a Ghanaian movie, you got Robert Smith. You got all English names. You don't have that. So now, plus y'all got money. But of course, Africa needs to get its politics right. You know what I mean? If United States of Africa, if Nigeria, the amount of money that y'all got, Africans wouldn't even have to be poor, really. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother story.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
Soon come.
We'll get there.
Soon come.
We'll get there.
Soon come.
Now, speaking of family, how do you balance? I mean, you have your family, you have your music going. How do you balance?
I've been really blessed, man. My wife is like very, first of all, before I carry on, I have a unique situation. Here I am, the 50-year-old rapper, Godfather, blah blah blah, and I got a wife who's a doctor. Okay, and at the same time, she got, we got kids, but I own these two successful night spots I was telling you about. So my family is pretty much intertwined into my life and my lifestyle. Mind you, I'm not as active as I used to be. I'm not going on tours, and
coupled with the fact that she is the daughter of an ex-president.
Yes, you got the information.
I have it.
I was gonna brag about that, but yes, she is actually. She's the daughter of Dr. Zilla Limann, the ex-president of my country. Yes.
Was that why she was chosen as a wife?
Oh no, I didn't meet the man. He passed and my father passed, but funny enough, my father was a great fan of her father. I mean, my father actually contributed in the campaign for her father, so it's a beautiful story. And all of this, like we got this reality show, Rockstone's Office Born Again, is based on the renovation of the club. So all of this you're gonna see. Hopefully you get clips off of that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have you another time. I
Most
really
without a
would
doubt.
love to. I mean, you
I got
are
plenty of
an
time for you.
artist that I'd love to have over and over and over. You have so much to talk about.
I know.
And I'm sure you'll be back here in Nigeria again, right?
I will, but before we go, first of all, it's a privilege being here. I really, I know I promised you and I kept coming back and forth, but here we are. And so before I leave on Television, I want you to say these two words. Say silk.
Silk.
Say it again.
Silk.
Now say it really fast.
Silk.
Say it again.
Silk.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you one question on television. What do cows drink?
I beg your pardon?
What do cows drink?
Are you interviewing me now or what?
No, it's a question. It's not even an interview. This is like the end of your show question. What do cows
Cows.
drink? Yeah, what do cows
What do they drink?
Yeah.
They drink water.
Beautiful. She passed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very smart woman because most people say milk. Try it on your kids and know if you're paying the right school fees.
Wow.
It's psychological because they say silk,
I was
silk,
wondering,
silk.
I said, where's he going with that?
You smart, but you had time to think though. I seen.
No, I was
like,
wondering.
damn.
I was wondering
He was
where
like,
he was
yo, he
going.
put me on the spot on TV.
You put me on
But
the
you
spot.
smart, you
Really,
smart.
you really did. Yeah. Well, on that note,
Thank
we say
you.
thank you so much
Thank you,
for taking
appreciate
over
it.
my seat.
I got you.
And so, viewers, on that note, we say thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this week's edition of Saturday Night. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I hope you have as well. And so, till next week, when we'll come up with another interesting guest, it's been Saturday night. And before I leave, I say, be kind to one another. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
You was smart.